where several dogs have been rescued. You're looking at some video right here where rescuers were cuddling and trying to make the dogs comfortable after this whole traumatic experience. What else are you seeing and learning right now?
Come on up.
Yeah, Les, we do know that we're going to have a briefing from fire officials who are just over there at about 6:30. Those fire officials gathering. I just went to the assistant chief, asked him when he was going to be prepared. He said he was still gathering information, if that gives you an idea about how fluid a situation this is. Just to recap, just immense flash flooding down here at 600 northeast block of Rhode Island Avenue, which is right outside the Alamo Draft House and Cinema in this rapidly growing area, if you know it. This District Dogs location, a dog boarding facility, had barricades set up in front of it because of past flooding issues, particularly past flash flooding issues. They obviously worried that something was coming. What ended up coming was more than these barricades or these doors could handle. We've seen dozens and dozens of safely scared. Go ahead.
Go ahead, please continue.
Okay, I was just going to say we've seen dozens upon dozens. We don't know the exact count of dogs safely brought out of these front doors, wet, shivering, cold, but okay. In fact, if you know a dog, we saw these volunteers skipping up the road with them as soon as they're out there running, just trying to encourage them to forget what they've just been through. Unfortunately, we do have a couple of people who are still waiting with concerned looks on their faces. That is one woman who has had a concerned look on her face for some time, talking to the owner of District Dogs or the operator. We're going to obviously give them some space because there has been concern on that young woman's face for some time. We have seen a number of despondent looks on some of the District Dogs employees who came out of this boarding facility. And keep in mind, this is even after we saw dozens of successful rescues. So we are just worried at this point about what all that means. We are still waiting for confirmation. And again, we're going to have an update from one of the DC fire officials down here on scene at about 6:30. Obviously, there is a lot to learn. Our own reporting has shown that District Dogs has had a location issue down here with the flooding. A lot of frustration, as reported by Rafael Sanchez Cruz, about frustration with city programs that cost tons of money that have not been fixing this flash flooding issue like it was supposed to. Back to you.
All right, Guy, we'll of course be waiting for that briefing at 6:30 and hoping against hope that means that they're going to get to whatever last dogs may be inside there, and we'll be streaming that on WUSA 9+ as well. But we come back now, Rafa, because so people see the business, right, located there, but they don't realize that it's actually in an incline, like a dip.
Right. So it's
right?
I would describe it like a basement kind of style unit to that bottom portion of that building. So we actually toured it last year and were able to be, it's a large facility. So they obviously try to get those dogs towards the back away from those doors. But it's still a very difficult situation. What we were talking was that sewage issue is constantly an issue and it overwhelms that area.
And it doesn't have to be a lot of water to overwhelm it.
We just heard Topper saying it was 2 inches, which doesn't mean a lot to most people, but it overwhelms that area time and time again. And we see situations like this. I mean, that line that we just keep going to, it was almost to that person's shoulder blade.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, their job is to get those dogs towards the back and hope for the best until it's cleared out. And fortunately, it does clear out quickly, but those minutes of stress and anxiety and panic.
For everybody there, for everybody, absolutely.